Hi, and welcome to the Goldstone Financial Group's daily broadcast podcast. We all dream of a wonderful retirement, but what would happen if we run out of money? Here's Goldstone's Michael Pellegrino.
It becomes an adjustment of lifestyle, because we've probably, most of us have been there where, okay, we got our paycheck and we've had some expenses and okay, how are we got another week before the next one's coming in. How am I gonna get there? In somehow, some way we make it. When we get into retirement, the paycheck still has to be there.
That's a different thing, isn't it?
And, a lot of times we don't have the earned income anymore. I know a lot of people do like little side stuff here and there to keep active, but when you look at your primary income, you're looking at your investments, you're looking at Social Security, you're looking at if you have a pension, or some sort of an annuity payment or something like that. But for the vast majority of people moving closer to retirement, it's going to be really two things, Social Security and investable assets. So having that proper plan, not only to get us to retirement, but getting us through is extremely important. Making sure that not only will I have enough money to sustain me and my family today, but I will have it next year, 5 years, 10, 15, 20, 30 years into retirement. And just like that gentleman, he's 72, his wife's 70.
Right.
Now, statistically, we know this, that men usually will pass before their wives, right? I have a whole theory on that, but I'm not going to get into that on the radio. But at the same time, what I run into is that men feel a very heavy obligation to make sure their wives are taken care of. So that's another thing, making sure they make it through. But God forbid if something happens to him, that his wife is going to be taken care of. And we get a lot of people that don't want to be a burden on their kids.
Well, you think about that and having to call the kids and say, look, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to need some help here. I guess there must be figures that you deal with where someone should look to at a minimum of living how many more years based on whatever the latest tables are. I think I remember hearing stories about years ago, back in the 50s, when people retired, they didn't have a long lifespan after that.
No, it was usually like 1, 2, 3 years or something. It was amazing.
Gone. Yeah, it was crazy stuff. And now we're living well into our 80s as
How much more important today, right now, we're in a totally different time. To have a plan that we know that we're on track, not only today, but a year from now, 5 years from now, 7, 10, 8, 15, 30 years into retirement to make sure that you have that security. Extremely, extremely important.
The Goldstone Financial Group is ready to help you develop your retirement plans. Simply call 630-620-9300. That's 630-620-9300. This podcast is a presentation of the Goldstone Financial Group. I'm Bob Brinson. Thank you for listening.